Hello everyone. With the release of No Man's Sky recently, just coming out for PC yesterday, it's a it's been brought to my attention multiple times before this, but I couldn't really let it slide anymore. I wanted to have a discussion about it. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you think it's okay that so many games are overpriced these days? Because it isn't. A lot of people just let this thing slide. I see a lot of my friends wanting to buy games and they don't even care about how it's way too overpriced. And I understand there's hype and you want to get the game immediately. And there's games like COD who are released yearly, and if you don't play them when they come out, you're missing out on a lot. But that doesn't change the fact that they are extremely overpriced. The most recent example of this can be attributed to No Man's Sky, and some people would argue against that because there is like 18 quad quintillion planets. I don't know the exact number or anything, but it's a lot. It is definitely a lot of planets. But you can have all the planets you want, but that doesn't mean it's worth $60. There's more content in Minecraft than there is in No Man's Sky, from what I can gather. And for the longest time, I thought this was a multiplayer game. I didn't even think it was based around single player. I thought you were going to be able to meet up with your friends, explore planets, dogfight, all this cool stuff. And Sean Murray, the leader of Hello Games, he just recently stated that is not a multiplayer experience. Don't go looking for one. And that kind of disappointed me. I don't know if it was just me. I know a lot of people were expecting multiplayer. Two players even met up and were not even able to see each other, which is absurd. If it's in the game, at least let it work. I mean, there's servers at if you why would you spend money on servers if they don't even work? I cannot comprehend that. I know it's day one, and Sean Murray said, "Wow, I knew people were gonna find it. We want people to find it, but I didn't expect it to come on day one." Which that feels like almost they've not done with the multiplayer aspect of the game, even though there really isn't much of it. But it just feels like there isn't much of it, and they're not even done with that, which is quite pathetic, in my opinion. And, it's a survival game. You have to survive, you have to get resources, keep your ship running, travel, trade, fight off pirates, I guess. But is it is that enough to justify a $60 price tag? I mean, if there's a game that deserves a $60 price tag, in my personal opinion, it's Minecraft, and that game has more content than most games out there today, and it's only fucking what? Uh, $26 on PC, 20 on console, something like that. It's a pretty cheap game, and you get a lot for your experience. Now, just based on single player aspects alone of Minecraft, it takes a good time to beat the final boss of the game, quote unquote final. You have the Ender Dragon, uh, and then you can also fight the Wither. And then there's mods. There's unlimited survival experience. You can build things with your creativity, creative mode. Uh, Mods, of course, is a huge part of the game, but console players don't have that, and we've been living with that for a long time. The battle mode minigame stuff, which has been recently added to console, and it's been on PC forever, basically, with mods and stuff, and other server packs and stuff like that. So, just looking at it from like a money standpoint, Minecraft, you get more for your money, and you're not even spending that much. You're spending $20 on a game where you can get much more. Now, they're different games, obviously. They're both survival games. They're both exploration games, but one's a space game, one's a sci-fi, one is a more grounded, not realistic, of course, but you know what I mean. And uh, it's just like you couldn't even put a single player story in if it's a single player game. You can't put something in like that. That's absurd. Now, obviously, No Man's Sky isn't the only game that's done this. There are many others. The most prevalent example that I think of is Rainbow Six Siege. Now, recently, I had got, not recently, I've had Rainbow Six Siege for a long time. I mean, let's think. I think I got it not when it released, probably around maybe a month after it released, and I believe the game is $60. Now, the reason I say I believe is because I didn't personally buy the game. My friend bought it, and it's not worth $60. It really is not worth $60. It isn't. I mean, the game has it's multiplayer only. It is. Let me think. It has multiplayer. It has terrorist hunt. It has situations, but all that does not justify even like 8 hours of gameplay. The game you can play for maybe a couple hours, unless you're hardcore about it. Then you can get it later. Then you can play it for longer. But you know, if you just hop in casually and you play a couple games and you get off, that's not enough time. Like if I went to go check my time on Rainbow Six Siege, I'll do that right now. Actually, I don't have a whole lot of time on there because it's not like I play the game every single day. But from what I have played since it's come out, it does add up a little bit. But the worst offender isn't the fact that it's $60, okay? That's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem with Rainbow Six Siege is the fact that it has a season pass. Now, I've never been one to, hate season pass. I do not hate season passes. I have been a big defender of season passes since I even heard about them. I thought they're great deals if they're done right. A game that does it right is Fallout 4. Originally a $30 season pass, and you get all content for free when you would spend way more. If you look at it, $15 for or $25 for Far Harbor, that's already most of the season pass. Plus you get all the DLC plus Nuka World, which that's a lot of that's a lot of content, and it's justified. It really is. But what you do is you're paying $60 for Rainbow Six Siege. Okay, you're paying $60 for that game, plus how much was the season pass? I believe it's $40. Let me look this up right now. Season pass. It is $30. That is wow. That's a lot. That's a lot asking for a season pass when everyone gets the content. All right? What you get with the season pass is you get the maps early, you get the characters, the specialists early, and you get special renown points at the end of each game. You get like plus 14, something like that. All for just owning the season pass. That's all you get. Nothing really exclusive because everyone else can buy those characters with renown, and everyone else gets the maps. I'm not sure about if they get the maps, but they do get the characters early and for free. You don't have to pay renown or Rainbow Six points for. Yeah, you get exclusive 7-day early access to all new operators. You get a +5 renown booster, rainbow credits. You get more daily challenges, but that's it. I mean, really, you're paying $30 for that. That's fucking absurd. Now, you could even go as far to say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You don't have to buy the season pass. Just buy it with renown. Yeah, I agree. Okay, it's the fact that they're selling that. That's bullshit. Okay, but Rainbow Six takes it even farther than that. Remember those Rainbow Six points or whatever they're called I mentioned earlier? Those are microtransactions. Not only is a $60 game not worth the full $60, but you can also pay for a $30 season pass. That's $90 and microtransactions for camos, masks, renown boosters, which give you more XP and renown, which renown you use to buy equipment, characters, upgrades for your guns, stuff like that, skins and stuff. Nothing too important. It's what gets you through the game, though. So you're really gonna tell me that you can spend over $100 on this game and it's not even worth the full price? No. Let's take a look at another offender. How about Star Wars Battlefront? I've given my piece on that before. I'm not going to get into it fully, but it's definitely not worth its price tag. That's absurd. No single player, DLC, $50 season pass. Whoa, just not even. Titanfall, you can be argued that it's worth its price tag, and I kind of do see it as it worth it. That's just my personal opinion. But it also has the argument that it's $60 for no single player, a shitty co-op campaign, multiplayer, and just, a season pass. It also has a season pass, which they do give away for free. Very proud of them for that one. Titanfall 2 does look a lot more promising with a single player campaign that everyone's been asking for, so thank you. They're fixing their mistakes. I'm not going to go too hard on Titanfall. And we all know the biggest offender of them all, Call of Duty. Call of Duty each year wants to sell us a game for $60 along with a $50 season pass, which I don't know why people got all up in arms about Battlefront when COD's been doing it for years. $50 season pass, or 40. Is it 40? Yeah, 50. Sorry. Which is fucking absurd. I would never. I've paid for the season passes a while ago, back when I used to be a COD fanboy. Those, that was a while ago, and I'd like to not get into those days. But I believe everyone, at a certain point, they they had a time where they were more casual about games, and it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't that big of a deal. But back then, I paid each year for COD, and I am interested in Infinite Warfare. But Infinite Warfare is takes the cake for the worst, because it's trying to sell you the game, the season pass, an $80 version of the game, which comes with Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, which we all know the controversy around that is bullshit. And the season pass, $50. So if you want COD 4, you have to pay $80 plus 50. That is $130 plus any microtransactions they add to the game, which I'm sure they're gonna have COD points. So you're paying $130 for a remaster and the game you want plus its season pass at the most. That's fucking absurd. $130 for a game and all the content that comes after it. Which, by the way, COD pretty much always takes finish. They probably already have the maps done. Any DLC multiplayer maps, I'm not counting zombies, because it might be, it might not, I'm not sure. They take those and they fucking slap them into a DLC pack, sell them later, so they don't have to do any extra work, which is absolutely fucking absurd. You're paying $50 for 3 maps, and depending on how you enjoy zombies or whatever the co-op mode is for that game, which Infinite Warfare, it happens to be zombies and it looks promising, that's not really worth it for $15, or the season pass, 50. That's not worth it at all, and I can't. It's not really justified. It's not justified. COD is its own scam. We could talk about that for hours, but I'm running past my time limit here. I don't want you guys to sit here for hours. But the other games that I just wanted to mention that really aren't worth $60, and I'd like to have a little discussion about in the comments whether you guys believe they are worth $60 or not, are the Order 1886, which I believe is actually 40. I know it's not full 60, and Overwatch. Overwatch is, and Destiny, of course, which I think I've talked about that before. I absolutely despise Bungie and Destiny and Activision. Destiny, I'm not going to get into it. That's a whole separate video, but Overwatch on console is its own thing too. It's $60 for skins. You're paying $20 extra for skins. Half of them you can't even use if you're a console player, because they're for things like Diablo, which is a console game, Hearthfire, which is a mobile game. The other ones are Overwatch. It had some Overwatch skins, and I think Dota 2, and maybe League of Legends. Some PC games, not consoles, and you're paying 20 extra bucks. And PC players have an option to buy that or not, and consoles don't, which doesn't make any sense at all. Why give the option to PC players and not give the option to console players when they don't even have the games? But I'm gonna end it here. I've been rambling for a while now, and I want to hear your guys' opinions, and just tell me what you think. If these games really are worth 60, if you think it's you're fine with paying the extra money as long as you get a good experience. What's your take on all this? Leave your opinion leave your opinions in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.